It is August 27th. Welcome on into Daily Cards Live here on ClaibsOnline.com, presented by Mungenast St. Louis Acura and Royal Banks of Missouri. I'm Joe Roderick, joined alongside by Bob Ramsey and Rammer. It's going to be a short show today because it was a shit show last night in Pittsburgh. I tweeted out at the time that it was the most embarrassing loss of the season. And what's bad is I immediately had people sending me more embarrassing losses in their mind. And the list is pretty long.
Right. That's exactly right. And it goes to what you have when you have a mediocre ball club, a club that's flawed, but not horrible. It has some strengths, but it also has some inherent flaws that you can't disguise. And so that's what you get. You get highs, you get lows, you get mediocrity. And in the end, you are what your record says you are.
If you want to look at this list, by the way, if you want to kind of debate where this one ranks, I guess the top three would have been last night, allowing 8 runs with no outs late in the ball game against the lowly Pirates. As you put it, the walkathon against the Braves, walking multiple guys and hitting one with the bases loaded, or the game against the Cubs where they lost a 6-1 lead in the 9th inning. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there are other ones in there. I know there were some blowouts early in the season.
Those are the top 3.
Yeah, but when you look at just the overall game and where importance of the game and what was at stake last against the Pirates, 8 runs with no outs. That's bad.
Well, yeah. Thank you, Captain. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
I don't recall ever having seen that before.
Let me ask you this, because this was a thought, and you could say that it was a bad night for some of the players. You can say that, it happens. It is a professional ball club, whether the Pirates
it doesn't happen.
Okay, let me ask you this, though. Putting stuff on Schilt, if you want to put things on Schilt and look at that, let me ask you this, because you saw Miles Mikolas go out there and get pulled in the 5th inning, and there's nothing wrong with that. He's still working his way back in. Fine outing out of Miles Mikolas yesterday.
I thought it was okay.
For what you're expecting out of him, third start since 2019, fine. I'm good with it. You went with TJ McFarland, followed by Andrew Miller, followed by Genesis Cabrera. That is lefty, lefty, lefty. Do you think at some point the Pirates started to figure out, okay, we're just going to sit on the lefty? I don't care that they throw differently. But when a major league ball player who isn't used to seeing left-handed pitchers all that often sees 3 come in a row, they're sitting on that just waiting to, and you could tell something was going with Cabrera. He was giving away something.
There's a couple of things going on there. First of all 3 of those guys are a little bit different, so you get a different look. The only thing I would put on Mike Schilt is that he's kind of formulaic for the last 3 innings. I thought Cabrera had earned a chance to be the 8th inning guy. And of course that's blown now, but I probably would have gone to a right-hander there after Miller. But that's I think that's minor. For those who were screaming about Schilt not getting Cabrera out, bing, bang, boom. First of all, he's been your best guy lately. So hopefully everyone understands in the big leagues, really anywhere, you bring a guy in, you don't immediately get another guy up unless it's a specific game plan. Unless you say, this guy's going to get these 3 hitters, then I'm going to another guy. Okay, you get him up. But if you expected him to get through the inning, which everyone in Cardinal Nation did, you don't have another guy warming up. You don't. And by the time that 3rd hit comes along and everything starts to pucker, now you get your guy up. But guys don't get ready in 2 or 3 pitches. It takes a few minutes. And in a few minutes, 3 more hits went by. So That is the thing I don't believe is on Mike Shildt. And I think that everybody who was up in arms about his lack of action in that inning, they let their emotions override their logic.
Yeah, and to bring in a guy, Daniel Ponce de Leon isn't a guy that's going to throw 2 or 3 pitches in the bullpen and be ready to go.
Nobody
is a guy.
Does. But
yeah,
your point is correct.
They're every now. I think Andrew Miller's one of those guys that can throw a couple and be ready to go at a moment's notice. But you're also not doing that, as you said with Cabrera. You're expecting him to get you 3 outs, not give up 3 hits and then a double and a home run.
He's been dominant.
Yeah, there was something missing there, and hopefully they went into the film room and they figure it out. But you just used a lot of pitchers last night in a game, and today you go with J.A. Happ on the mound against another lefty for the Pirates, Dylan Peters. So 2 lefties on the mound for this Friday night game, game 2 of 4 for the Cardinals and the Pirates. And if you want to start doing a little scoreboard watching around baseball, the Reds are down in Miami taking on the Marlins, and the Padres are in LA taking on the Angels this week. So if you want to look around and you want to start scoreboard watching 4.5 games back, there you go.
I think the theme song, we got to look Paul Simon, don't we? Slip sliding away.
But it's not. That's what we said after they went 5-3 in a homestand, and they somehow gained a game overall. I mean, it's nobody wants it. It's up for everybody to have. And
well, really, let's face it. You got 4 or 5 teams that are fighting to play at Dodger Stadium for a game in October.
3. Yeah. Who's the 4th team you're throwing in there? Padres, Reds, Cardinals, even somebody like the Mets still feels like they have some hope. I don't think they're in. I'm just saying whoever's still in it mathematically, they're fighting to play one game at Dodger Stadium. Yeah, we'll have we'll recap the weekend series tomorrow, or I should say
Phillies.
Monday when we are back. And hopefully they turn around, because you know what? Hey, 7 runs in the first couple innings the other day. They got off to a great start. The bats were alive. Arenado hits a home run. You're thinking maybe something's going to click here for these 4 games. You never saw it coming with 8 runs in 8 batters really for the start of that 7th inning.
I don't believe I've ever witnessed that before.
It's one of those where
somebody may find a box score and say, "Oh, don't you remember this game?" I'm just saying I don't recall ever seeing that before.
That fast too. I mean, it was first
2
pitches
no
outs
that
they were ready to go, and it kept getting progressively worse and worse and worse. Rammer, before we get out of here, I do want to let folks know to stick around on our social media pages, because here in about 5-10 minutes, we're going to be, you and Keith Costas will be going live for the Keith Costas podcast that we'll put right there on Claibs' Twitter page and yours as well.
I really want to talk to Keith, as there's a lot going on. Even though the Cardinals are frustrating, there's so much going on. West Coast baseball, team still in it, still fighting. It's there's a lot to talk about.
A quick word from our friends at Royal Banks.
Yeah, Royal Banks, of course. Home equity credit line they have for new customers. It's really a terrific deal, folks. You've got to look at it. You won't find one like it anywhere else, and it's easy to do. Just call Royal Banks at 314-212-1500 or go online to royalbanksofmo.com, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's Royal Banks, where better service means better banking. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
I went with this. I dug up after the spanking last night. I went and dug up one of my son's T-ball hats from back in the day. He was the Pirates. I think this is the logo for the Pirates minor league team. By the way, the Pirates are selling a shirt right now. They got a guy from the Red Sox recently. I don't know. I can't remember the name of the player. I know I saw Drew Silva tweeting about it the other day, and I'm quickly going to try and bring up the story, because it really is just a phenomenal story. But they just acquired a guy, or I guess they got one at the trade deadline from the Red Sox, and he was still using his Red Sox bag.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
And even though he's on the Pirates, so he taped over it and wrote Pirates. Arr. And now the Pirates are selling a shirt that just says Pirates Arr on it in his handwriting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
What do you have?
Oh, this is, I told you I had a bunch of these. I'm spacing them out. This is my Brad Hill Memorial Golf Tournament year two. So you'll see other variables on that as we go through the rest of the season.
Very nice. You and Keith coming up in just a few minutes. So, by the way, it was Michael Chavis. Michael Chavis was the player who taped over it, and now they are selling the shirt, and proceeds are going to charity too. So it's a nice shirt if you're just in the business of collecting Major League Baseball shirts. He is Bob Ramsey. I'm Joe Roderick. This has been Daily Cards Live, presented by Mungenast St. Louis Acura and Royal Banks of Missouri, right here on ClaibsOnline.com.
St. Louis Acura is excited to announce the opening of our newly remodeled service lounge. We sell pre-owned vehicles of all makes and models and take pride in servicing what we sell. We offer free pickup and delivery service and a complimentary car wash and vacuum with every service. We also have a full-service reconditioning shop on site that can repair dents, bumpers, and wheels. As the nation's only 29-time Acura Precision Team winner for customer satisfaction, we work every day to make St. Louis Acura better than ever for you.